Hola! In this project video, me, Khairana, and my partner, Desvira, will be talking about Portuguese national dish, which is Bacalhau.
Please enjoy the rest of the video.
Bacalhau or salted codfish is the most popular base ingredient in Portuguese cooking. The country has a love affair with the pungent-smelling dried fish, which supposedly has 365 different dishes, one for each day of the year. Bacalhau is codfish that has been used in vast quantities of salt and dried under the Mediterranean's hot sun. This ancient method of preservation means the cod can be stored indefinitely at ambient temperatures, with no bacteria or mold able to grow on the highly saline, dried codfish. The traditional method to salt and dry the codfish involves the cod cut lengthwise and hung from the caudal fin. To prepare the bacalhau for consumption, it is soaked in fresh water or milk for a minimum of 24 hours, with the water being changed to reduce the intensity of salt. The prepared bacalhau is a very versatile protein that can be boiled, fried, stewed, roasted, or even grilled, creating many varied dishes.
History of Bacalhau salted codfish. The history of Bacalhau can be traced back to the 14th century and the exploration era of the Portuguese. The dried and salted cod could be kept in the ship's hold for literally years, and fresh supplies could be obtained from the ocean during a voyage. Bacalhau became a staple part of the Portuguese Navy's diet from 1497 with the discovery of vast reserves of cod off the shore of Newfoundland. Cod is not found native to the coastline of Portugal and could only be fished from the distant and dangerous water of Newfoundland. The seas surrounding Portugal are abundant with sardines, but these could not be salted. For drying and preservation process to occur effectively, there needs to be a low level of oils and fats in the fleshy section of the fish. These oils and fat repel the saline water used in the salting process and prevent the salt from preserving the fish. Cod and other white fish have very low levels of oils, and the small amount is concentrated in the guts. The salting process also introduced the cutting stage of fish preparation, which is common with today's cooking. The fish commonly found in Portuguese waters, such as sardines and other oily fish, could not be salted. The last reason the Portuguese Navy introduced cod as a staple food in their diet was the sheer size of the cod reserve discovered off the coast of Newfoundland. Before the 16th century, the cod was salted and dried on the coastline of Newfoundland. But later the British started to defend territory and prevent Portuguese fishermen from landing. Compensate, a new technique was used by the Portuguese fishermen, which involved bringing the fish in large vats of salt water and transporting them back home undried. Once in Portugal, the cod were sold at markets and dried by villagers. This classical method is still seen in certain areas of Portugal, where the cod is hung to air dry. Bacalhau had a resurgence during the early 20th century, when it was designed a key food commodity for laborers and industrial workers. The government of the 1940s or 50s ensured the price of bacalhau was kept affordable. There was constant supply and undertook a marketing campaign promoting its befitting and cooking style. Many of the ideas of cooking bacalhau, 365 different ways, originate from this era, when it was the only constant source of protein for many working families. These are common dishes based upon bacalhau salted codfish, One of the more appetizing bacalhau dishes is called Bacalhau com natas, which means codfish and cream, a rich and creamy potato-baked dish. Bacalhau is so ingrained in the Portuguese national side that Bacalhau com natas is served as the main celebrational meal at Christmas. It is also the most flavorful of processed bacalhau, but take a long time to cook. This dish is baked in the oven, mixed with heavy cream, potatoes, and onion. Often these foods are not on the menu, but if it's there, then it is highly recommended. The second one, there is pastéis de bacalhau. It's an appetizer or a light meal in which croquette. Bacalhau's abras is an all-time favorite. Originate from the Bairro Alto district of Lisbon. In general, the fish will be grated and grilled, then combined with finely cut potatoes bound together by scrambled egg. After that, the fish will be sprinkled with olives and parsley to add flavor and make it even more fragrant. Be a food called Bacalhau abras, the diversity of the three previous dishes may provide a basis for the myth that there are 365 different methods to serve a codfish or bacalhau.
Portugal has some of the freshest and delicious seafood in Europe, one of which is bacalhau. Food is often accompanied by wine to add flavor to the food and drink. Mr. Gildas Lostis, EHL's senior lecturer in Enology, even explained, food and wine pairing is all about balance. The wine must not hide the food must not hide the wine. It is said that bacalhau is most compatible with encruzado, one of the country's great indigenous white varieties. Lovely creamy, tropical flavors are supported by naturally high levels of acidity, and there's enough weight and power here to stand up to something like bacalhau with root vegetables. A delicious pairing and well worth trying. Consider the excellent, pure-fruited expression from Casa de Mura as a good introduction to the wine.
Obrigado e adios.